Come on, let's do it.
Saluti. Well, I had a whole different idea in mind for today's show. I had a recipe planned, something I was going to cook, the whole deal. And it all went out the window. Things can change on a dime. Because I got home the other night, plane going overhead, and this was on my front porch in a box. Little book. A collection of my favorite Umbrian recipes by Wendy Olsabrook. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Wendy. And it's signed to me, Montifalco, 24th of April, 2025. To Uncle Bruce, happy cooking. Warmest wishes, Wendy. Thank you, Wendy. And thank you to the man, the myth, the nephew, and his spousal counterpart, Kid Doc, for this great gift. They were recently over in Italy for a wedding. I followed their travels around thanks to social media. It looked amazing. And they sent me this book, so you know we're doing something out of this tonight. And I was reading the introduction, and Wendy is not an Italian, she's Australian, but she tells her whole story about how she wound up in Italy, married an Italian, and this jumped out at me. She's talking about having moved to Italy and then Umbria when I came to live in Rome with my husband Antonio. Initially we traveled around, blah, blah, blah. Not blah, blah, blah in the dismissive sense. I want to get to the sentence. All right, so then she comes back here and she says, I befriended several local women, she's talking about in Umbria now, who rekindled my passion for cooking. I wish to make special mention here to Fiorella from Colle del Marchese, who hand in hand taught me potato gnocchi, we've done that, homemade pasta, we've done that, and this is what got me, and a way of baking eggplant that I've never seen anywhere else to this day. You know, I had to find out what that is. And then sure enough, if you go through the recipes back here in veggies, she has Fiorella's eggplant strips. So I already had an eggplant on the counter. I was going to make Parmigiano with it. But we're going to do Fiorella's eggplant strips. So we'll look at the recipe on the marble with the ingredients. Come on, let's do it.
Come on, let's do it.
Okay, I'm reading right off the recipe here. This is ingredients for 4. Obviously, I'm cutting this down for myself. 1 eggplant. She says 4, so we'll quarter everything. Sea salt. Got that over there. Now, fresh basil. I do not have fresh basil. Getting ready to seed basil. But we do have summer 2024 dried. And trust me when I say, when you crush this up, it's as good as fresh basil. So I'm not worried about that part. We do have parsley, fresh parsley. Garlic, 2024 aglio. Capers. It says 2 teaspoons. If we cut that in fourths, that means a half a teaspoon. Getting low, but I have a brand new jar I just picked up. It's unopened in the pantry. So plenty of capers, extra virgin olive oil, and this is that unbelievable oil from Mother Earth. Oh man, it kind of punches you in the back of the throat. And then it says balsamic, and just like that, I get this out of the bulk tin at Mother Earth. This is a super. Oh, you know what this is? They have different ones. Blueberry balsamic. It's very, very subtle. Delicious in an aged balsamic vinegar. So we are all set. Now, I just wanted to show you everything. First, you start just with the eggplant. So let me move a few things out of the way here. Okay, all we need is the eggplant right now. We're going to bake it. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the ends off. We are going to leave the skin on, and we're going to slice it nice and thin. And for that, I like to use this mandoline with the safety guard. And trust me, I learned that the hard way. Okay, I never slice without that. Even the beginning when you think you're safe. And it's a little wide for this mandolin. Let's see what we can do. Here we go. Thin strips, all right? I'll do the rest of it. I may actually cut the sides off so it fits in here better, and I'll get it all sliced up and then we'll proceed. All right, and according to the book here, and this is interesting because usually I'll salt my eggplant and let it sit for a half an hour or an hour. This is salt and bake, so I'm interested to try this. So let's put the thin strips out on this parchment on a baking sheet. I've got the oven heating to 350 convection, which I like that she specifically states that. I take it back. I'm reading a book. It says prepare trays, salt on the parchment. Right? Line 2 large oven trays, in this case one, with non-stick oven paper. Sprinkle with salt. And this is the Sicilian chili pepper salt, which I love. That was gifted to me. So sprinkle with salt. Let's lay out our eggplant. Nice and thin. And we're just going to add salt and bake. 350 convection. And as I was saying, I don't use convection a lot. So I was quite happy that she actually specifies that in the recipe. And they should get nicely browned and crispy. I may need the second tray because you definitely want one layer. All right. So what we're going to do here is salt on the parchment. She's very adamant about one layer. So, and then salt on the eggplant. This way you have it on both sides. That's our 350. So what I will do now is I'll do the other tray. I have another one with parchment. I'll get them both set up and then we'll pop them in the oven. Okay, we're at 350 convection. We got our 2 trays with the eggplant, salted on the paper, and then salted on top of the melanzane. 350 convection. We're going to put this in for, well, she says 15, 20. I sliced them real thin, so I'm going to go 15, but I'll be keeping a real close eye on them. Okay? Here we go. 15, 350, convec. Come on back up to the marble. We'll prep the rest of the stuff. 4 minutes left on the eggplant. Smells amazing. We've got the parsley, the garlic, the capers, and you chop it all together. And according to the book, the recipe, you also chop the basil here, but we're using dried. So we'll chop and then we'll sprinkle that in. So it's going to chop everything together. Parsley, garlic, capers, and you know what's funny? Gadgets and gear, gadgets and gear, gadgets and gear, gear and gadgets. This, I've got no shortage of good chef knives in this kitchen. I've got a whole bunch, but I instinctively reach for this one every time. It's absolutely my favorite. This was Vincenzo's, but look. I lost half the wooden handle, but I don't care. It's still my favorite knife. Now, I've thought about, there's knife guys around here, you know, get it rehandled. Nah, man, that's my favorite knife right there. I've gotten to the point where I'm used to how it feels. I love it. All right, let's get a little basil in here. 2024 dried. You crush it. Can't beat it. Well, you can beat it with fresh basil, but I'm not buying basil leaves. I'm getting ready to plant seeds tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Okay, so this is our little mixture. I'm going to check on the eggplant because I do not want it to brown. We have those real thin strips. All right, let me check on that, and I'll see you back up here on the marble. Okay, the eggplant is done. And it's nice and crispy. Now, what she says is slice it with scissors. So I'm going to slice it with scissors. I tend to put this on a board with a knife, but I'm going by the book. Now these, I've used these on other episodes. They look like hair cutting scissors. They've not been used on hair. They are my kitchen scissors. Well, okay, I've used them on cannabis leaf flower. But other than that, food. All right, I get these all sliced up, nice thin strips, as we're told in the book, and then we will dress them. Let me finish up. There we go. Now, reading the book, she does say cut in the initial slicing with the mandolin that I did. She does say slice into 0.5 centimeter strips. Well, this was a little thinner than that. Okay, these were maybe a couple of millimeters. So they did. Some of them got well done. Delicious though, but some of them are the perfect texture. Leathery, thin. I don't think it's gonna suck. I'm going by the book. I've not had it. By the way, they're not bitter at all. They're salting and baking. Thank you, Fiorella. So now we're going to add our herb mixture, right? Parsley, garlic, capers. In our case, dried basil. Going to mix it around. And now, a little olive oil and balsamic. And this is going to marinate for at least an hour. And you know, it's Saturday night, it's already 7:30. I guess I'm eating on Simmons time tonight. That's all right. It's got a nice Pinot Grigio to hold me over. This gorgeous blueberry balsamic. You don't need a lot of that. Extra virgin olive oil. So this is just going to marinate for 1 full hour. Let's go with a touch more oil. Let it really soak into those eggplant. Drop more of the balsamic. All right. Just going to leave that right here for a good hour. And I'm not just eating eggplant tonight. This is going to be on the side, QC, of something nice. And I'll show you what that is when we get to it. Oh, they're going to soak that in. See y'all in an hour. All right, here's the thing. I'm half in a bag on Pinot Grigio. But this is amazing. I already checked it out. And it is 9:15. This really has marinated. I think it said 7:30 or 7:20 or something in one of the shots. I saw the camera in the shot because I've been doing some editing. So it's been more than an hour that this has been marinating. It's absolutely incredible. Fiorella's eggplant strips. But I'm not just going to eat these. 9:15 on a Saturday night. I'm eating on Simmons time, which is fitting considering the whole episode. So I need a main course for this. I was out shopping today. Got a lot of good stuff for the house, for the yard. And, well, let me show you what I grabbed. I got a beautiful piece of fish. I was thinking about it all day. Got it specifically for this, to go with the eggplant. And this is wild caught turbot. It's a gorgeous white, flaky fish. And we're just going to bake it. I have the, I just put a little of that extra virgin in the bottom of this baking dish so it wouldn't stick. And we're going to make a little quick basting sauce, all right? Dijon mustard. I don't know, teaspoon. Lemon juice, 2 teaspoons. Get that pit out of there. I should be going through this. There we go. Another one. Simple. A little basting sauce. Dijon, lemon juice, a little of that extra virgin, about a teaspoon. Salt. Cracker black. And with the mustard, here's the trick. 2024 dried dill. Again, with the drying of the herbs, if you do it properly, and then you store them in these jars airtight all winter long, it's like having fresh herbs growing on your countertop. The dill. Going for a little more. Dill and mustard. Alright, let's give this a good mix. Olive oil, lemon juice. Let's QC this for seasoning. It's perfect. Oh, it's beyond perfect. Let me get my brush. I have, now this one we're going to do in the Breville. I have my Breville already cranked up on bake mode to 425. I'm going to keep a little of this out to dress at the end, but most of it I'm going to brush right onto the fish. And let's pop that in the Breville and go 15, maybe 20. I'll pop it in, see you when it comes out. Okay guys, we've been actually almost 20 minutes. Let's see what we got. Oh, it smells unbelievable. This is our wild caught turbot. And by the way, I had to look that up. You know me, I always mispronounce. I've always called it turbo, like the car engine, right? Turbot. Ooh, that's hot. Right. I'm just going to take it right out with a spatula. I'm not going to try to mess with that hot pan. Got our eggplant, which is really the star of the show. Now let's do it like this. That is hot. Let's get under the fish. Oh, it's so flaky. It's gonna break. I need a larger spatula, but I'm not worried about it because I'll be eating this momentarily. So let's just get it out here. You can hear it sizzling away. This is not going to be a high presentation dish, and by the way, the Italians, they don't really care about presentation. They care about getting that food on a plate, which we're about to do. Now here's the Fiorella's eggplant strips, and they're room temperature now. It's the other thing I love about this style of food. Things don't need to be piping hot to be good. We got our fish, we got our eggplant, and we saved a little bit of our sauce, if you recall. So let's get that. Give it a little quick whisk. Get it over the fish. And for visual, for color, because we do care about presentation a little bit here. A little fresh parsley, right off that windowsill plant. By the way, the parsley that's coming back in the garden looks splendid, healthy. All right, Let me get a fork and I'm digging in. I'm dying to try that fish, but right to the eggplant because that's our episode. Fiorella's eggplant strips. Oh, it's so good. I could see why she was floored by it. Turbot. Oh. All right, you know what? A couple of capers right on top of this fish would be nice, but I don't want to open that new jar just yet. We used them all up in the sauce. I thought it was a fish bone. Parsley stem. Turbot is incredible. And the eggplant strips. This one stays. This is a repeat. Thank you, Wendy. Man with Nephew. Kid Doc. Great book. We'll be revisiting. Plenty of great recipes in there. And I'll see you all for the next episode.
Come on, let's do it.
Alright guys, I wanted you to join me in here real quick Sunday morning. Got some nice rain overnight. To say last night's dinner was phenomenal. Thank you guys again for the book. I'll be doing that again, but late summer. This is all eggplant right here. And I have notoriously not had the best luck with eggplant. I'm not even going to use the word luck. I haven't been doing it right. I started it too late. I didn't... Look how big these are. These won't go in the ground till Memorial Day. I always put them in the ground too small, too early. The cold nights weakened them. I think we're going to get some eggplant this year. I'm really pumped. So, I'm just saying, Kid Doc, Man Myth, you know, late summer. I don't know. I'm just saying.